You ever notice how the worst moments in your life don't start with some dramatic warning, but with something that seems so routine, so boring, you barely even register it? That's how it was for me. Detective Miles Crawford, 15 years with Boston PD, heading home after busting my ass for 36 hours straight, just wanting a hot shower and maybe 4 hours of sleep if I was lucky. Yeah, I was tired. I'll admit it. Dog tired, bone tired. But what happened next woke me up like a jolt of cold water to the face. That SO picture this. It's past 2 a.m., the city's silent in that eerie, post-midnight way, and I'm driving my unmarked sedan through Oakage, a neighborhood that screams old money, and lately, a string of burglaries has folks jumpy as hell. I'm not even thinking about that, just focusing on keeping the car in the lane, when I notice these headlights, steady and close, in my rear view. 3 turns later, still there. Instincts kick in, just like they trained us. I keep it cool, drive the exact speed limit, signal every move, make sure there's not a single excuse. And then, boom, the blue and red lights flash. You know, I didn't even get annoyed. Just, here we go. I pull over, hands on the wheel, badge and ID ready. Officer gets out. Young, white, barely 3 years on the job. Hand already on his holster like he's expecting a shootout. Flashlight in my eyes. Voice tight with adrenaline. No, good evening. No explanation, just license and registration. So I do what you're supposed to do. I say, I'm Detective Miles Crawford, major crimes. Can I reach for my badge? And suddenly, his hand tightens on the gun, and before I know it, I've got a pistol pointed at my head. Hands back on the wheel. I swear, in that moment, the exhaustion vanished. Every lesson about staying calm, not making sudden moves, it all came flooding back. I could almost hear my mother's voice from back in Roxbury. Don't give them any reason, Miles. None. He orders me out, spins me around, slams me into the car so hard I see stars, cuffs me before I can get another word out. Doesn't matter how many times I say I'm a detective, he's not listening. Wallet and badge snatched, gun taken, and now he's telling me my badge is probably fake. We've had reports of impersonators, he says, like that explains anything. I ask him to call my captain, Marcus Washington. Man's got more commendations than most of the department combined. Officer Reynolds just laughs. At 2 in the morning? Yeah, right. Next thing I know, he's calling for backup, telling dispatch he's got a possible police impersonator, African-American male, age 40. I'm standing there, cuffed, hands freezing, and I look up and see a kid filming from his window. For a split second, I'm mortified, but at the same time, thank God, a witness point. 10 minutes go by, backup arrives. 2 more officers, one built like a linebacker, one young woman with sharp eyes. What's the story? They ask. Reynolds lays it on thick. Found a badge, found a gun. Looks like a burglar, could be stolen. But the woman, Officer Davis, she's not so sure. She sees the case files on my seat, the department watermarks, the badge wallet that's not standard issue. She gets Reynolds aside, and I can see from her body language she's not buying his story. Meanwhile, Officer Miller's searching my car without consent, rifling through my case files like he's hoping to find a body in the trunk. Residents start coming out, more phones filming. If you've never felt humiliation like that, being treated like a criminal on a street where you've arrested actual killers, you don't know what it's like. Davis finally calls dispatch. They confirm, yes, there's a Detective Miles Crawford. But Reynolds, he's stubborn, doesn't mean this is him. You know what I mean? The more proof I give, the more they dig in. It's not about facts, it's about something else. Then, finally, Sergeant Cooper shows up, senior guy, sees me, and right away, that's Detective Crawford. Even then, Reynolds tries to push back. But just as the tension's about to snap, Captain Washington himself rolls up. The whole crowd quiets. Washington's the kind of guy who doesn't have to raise his voice. His presence says everything. Remove those handcuffs, he orders, looking at Reynolds like he's just run over the chief's dog. After the cuffs come off, Washington tells Cooper, I want every body cam, every statement, on my desk by noon. Reynolds stammers, but Washington isn't having it, sends him back to the station, tells him to wait for questioning. In the interview room, no less that I grab my stuff. and Davis returns my badge and gun. Not all of us are like Reynolds, she says, apologetic. And I believe her mostly. But as I walk back to my car, the kid who filmed it gives me a little nod, the kind of nod that says, yeah, I saw it all. I got your back. And you know, that means more than I can explain. At home, my wife Aisha, a civil rights attorney, sharp as a tack, she's waiting. Miles, what happened? Before I can answer, our daughter Zoe comes down. Dad, are you okay? We saw the video. Turns out, the kid's stream went viral. Suddenly, I'm not just a detective who got profiled. I'm a #Aisha's already thinking strategy. Zoe's just confused and hurt. How could they do that to you? You're a cop. But that's the thing, isn't it? The badge doesn't always protect you. Sometimes it's the reason you get targeted. All night, my phone buzzes with calls, some supportive, some awkward, a few officers keeping their distance. By morning, it's all over the news. The department releases a statement, calls it a misunderstanding. I call it what it is, profiling. And the evidence? Reynolds has stopped minority drivers at 3 times the rate of white drivers. Complaints ignored. You see the pattern? They offer me a promotion, move me out of investigations, give me a desk, make me the face of reform. Yeah, that happened. But let me back up a sec. Community members start coming forward, telling me and my wife about their own stories. The surgeon stopped in his driveway. The judge and his son harassed while jogging. Tyler Chun, kid who filmed me, stopped 5 times in 7 months, always by Reynolds. Officer Davis approaches me, nervous as hell, gives me a USB with logs and documents. There's a group, she says, the Guardians. They look out for each other, make complaints disappear. Supervisors are involved. Suddenly, this isn't about one bad apple. It's a whole rotten bushel that I go to the FBI. I say, you want evidence? I'll give you evidence. They're in. But it's like walking into a hornet's nest. The department closes ranks. Reynolds paints himself as the real victim in the media, the union backs him, and someone leaks old reports to smear me. Threatening calls start. Our house is vandalized. My family's doxxed online. I almost backed down, not for myself, but for Aisha and Zoe. But then my daughter tells me, you can't quit now, Dad. If you do, nothing changes. She's right. We go public, press conference, evidence laid out, Captain Washington and Officer Davis by my side. The media eats it up. FBI launches a full investigation. The city council gets involved, and suddenly, people in power can't look away. The backlash is fierce. Old friends turn cold. Some officers treat me like a traitor, but you know what? The walls start to crack. Residents come forward. Whistleblowers leak more evidence. And for the first time in my career, I see real change on the horizon. Reynolds and his crew are suspended. The department faces a consent decree. New leadership comes in, and training gets an overhaul. I get offered the job to lead the new Professional Standards Division. Full authority to investigate misconduct, bring real reform. At first, I say no. Too much baggage, too much pain. But then Tyler Chun, now an academy recruit, tells me, you made me believe good cops can make a difference. That gets me. So I say yes, but only if Aisha's civil rights group has oversight. 1 year later, I drive through Oakage, not as a suspect, but as the department's highest-ranking black officer. Patrol cars pass me by, no one bats an eye. And behind the wheel of one, Tyler Chun, badge shining, new generation. I nod to him, he nods back, and for the first time, I think, maybe things really can change. But let me ask you, what matters most when you want to fix a broken system? Is it courage, persistence, or the right people fighting together? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this story hit home for you, like and subscribe. Help us shine a light on stories that matter. And remember, one voice can make a difference. You just have to use it.